The advantage of the great European and Americano Rochesters is that they were able to establish their iconic status in an age when their identity could become entrenched. There was less competition and it was easier to create a brand. Not only did they have the best halls, they attracted the best musicians, who tended to stay put.
We define paraphrasing as putting a passage from an author into your own words. However, what are your own words? How different must your paraphrase be from the original? The answer is it should be considerably different. The whole point of paraphrasing is to show you have read and understood another person's ideas and can summarize them in your own writing style rather than borrowing their phrases. If you just change a few words or add some bits of your own to an otherwise produced passage, you will probably be penalized for plagiarism. Leaders can mobilize people's energies in ways that range from subtle, quiet persuasion to the coercive threat or the use of deadly force. Sometimes a charismatic leader such as Martin Luther King Jr. can define goals and mobilize energies through rhetoric and the power of example. We can think of leadership as a spectrum, in terms of both visibility and the power the leader wields. Research pointed McVitie's in a new direction: younger, more male, and less dull. So new packaging was designed and then launched in conjunction with a new, brighter advertising campaign. In 2013,
To confront the 21st century challenges to our economy and national security, our education system must be strengthened to increase the foreign language skills and cultural awareness of our students. America's continued global leadership will depend on our students' abilities to interact with the world community both inside and outside our borders.
Many insecurities, fears, and doubts stem from lack of understanding or lack of knowledge about something. The more you understand and know about a situation, the more comfortable you will be and thus the less power your shyness will have over you. Let's take for example the subject of public speaking. The Assembly also decided that, at that special session, it would adopt a concise and action-oriented political declaration, agreed upon in advance by consensus through intergovernmental negotiations under the auspices of the conference. Negotiation is a common process in business to mainly solve business conflicts between both parties. Moreover, a compromise is a basic negotiation state in which both parties give up something that they want in order to get something else they want more. And lastly, a negotiation cannot resolve all the conflict if one party is unwilling to resolve the problem.
Since warfare is directed at infiltrating all areas of society, the easy access to weapons of mass destruction is of key concern, but both governmental and non-governmental actors prefer to use small wars, in which the protagonists acknowledge no rules and observe neither international standards nor arms control agreements. There is an expected increase in demand for various alternative resources, but people should ensure natural world can still work well to earn the future well-being because the world population rises.
Researchers in the field of animal coloration have largely ignored near-infrared light, because it isn't easy to measure and there's no evidence that animals can see these wavelengths. Because these wavelengths are invisible, they don't affect camouflage or sexual attractiveness, which are very important in the animal world. This means that many animals can control their temperature by altering reflection of near-infrared light without compromising their ability to hide or attract a mate.
While English is widely spoken in the world, it is strange that so many people are convinced of the decline in the quality of English, and the reason may be that the members of the anti-government brigade are subconsciously reacting to the fast-moving world and consequently resenting change in any area of life because every generation inevitably believes that things in the following generation have deteriorated.
More recently, however, most psychologists have begun to embrace a more balanced view, one in which nature and nurture interact in cognitive development. During the past few decades, studies in genetics have pointed to a substantial role for heredity in molding the components of intellect, and researchers have even begun to track down the genes involved in cognitive function. These findings do not refute the notion that environmental factors shape the learning process. Instead, they suggest that differences in people's genes affect how easily they learn. Public speaking, an activity that terrifies most people half to death, but only because they do not have much knowledge about it, terrifies you as you are scared of being judged or laughed at, and you can go read and learn about people good at public speaking, by which you are more prepared with higher confidence, allowing you to attempt public speaking.